and welcome to the Positive Force. I'm Titus Wright. My guest today, we have in our studio, pastor of New Beginnings Church, Pastor Couch. How are you doing, Pastor Mike Couch? Nice to see you, man.
It's really a pleasure, Mr.
Great. Thank you for joining us today on our show, The Positive Force.
Thank you so much.
You have so many things of interest that I want to talk about.
Okay.
That you want to share with our audience today.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, tell us where your church is.
We're located in the Frankfort section of Northeast, 5185 Castor Avenue.
Okay.
That's Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19124.
Okay.
On the corner of Castor Avenue and Pratt. You will enter our sanctuary from the Castor Avenue side, and our service starts at 9 a.m. for discipleship training.
Okay.
And 10 a.m. for Sunday's worship.
Great, fantastic. Now, tell us what your ministry is doing in the community. Are you just there having church like as usual, or what are you doing? What are you doing in the community? What are you doing in church? And what kind of church are we dealing with here?
Yeah, I planted the church 11 years ago.
Okay.
In our living room, and my heart for the Frankfort section was about meeting the needs of the community.
Oh, great,
and we started out with feeding the people in the community, clothing the people in the community, and then we moved into a realm called economics. And I had a strong passion for economic justice.
Oh, great,
and teaching people how to be entrepreneurs.
Okay.
Teaching people about obtaining jobs.
Oh, wow.
Also obtaining housing, learning how to fix your credit. And so that became our thrust and try to be our main thumbprint on the particular community of Frankfort.
Well, that's a lot of stuff there, a lot of ministries you got going on there.
My vision for the community of 19124 was dealing again with the economic system. How do we bring and bridge the gap between the unemployed and the employed, but also with small businesses in the community. My mom was a small business owner, my father was a small business owner, and at the same time, I looked at how can we help our community by even starting small businesses or plugging them in to work for small businesses. So I wound up partnering with the Chamber of Commerce, and they asked, why would a pastor join the Congress? And I explained to them, because you have jobs.
Exactly.
And so I have young people I have a football team from 13 to 18 young men who need jobs during the summertime. And so from that, on top of that, we also wind up helping them and developing them to get the jobs by putting suits on them, teach them how to do mock interviews. We did resume writing. We also have what we called our computer lab, where the kids would come in and apply jobs online, but even taking adults as well and having them be able to apply for jobs online, and also having them dress for success and do their resume. And so by doing that, that allowed us to empower from young people to adults, and from the relationships from the Chamber of Commerce, jobs started to come. And so throughout of that, we was able also to start my entrepreneurship program. My son leads right now, it's called YEP, Young Entrepreneurship Program. He's really big on Bitcoins, Bitcoin Cash, and Bitcoin Gold. And he wound up holding his first conference last year around December about teaching people about Bitcoins and the cryptocurrency and what does that look like in the future for our millennials, and how can the people in church get involved with that. It became a major thrust throughout Facebook. But as my son would say, he talked about it 10 years ago about Bitcoins and what it was going to do, and people really didn't understand it. And now when people want to get involved, it's like now $75,000 per coin. And so that cryptocurrency, teaching people about education, about finance, it allowed us to bridge some tremendous gaps, and then move on to saying, how about starting your own business? What is your passion? So my ministry became really economics. We have about 7 people in the church that are small business owners, from a car dealership to consultant firms, to foster care, to daycare owners. And so these folks have been part of my ministry, and we study developing more leaders to be entrepreneurs. And what does it look like to set up an LLC, an EIN number? Because over the years of looking at small business, they were coming to the bank, because we have some bankers in the church. And they say when people come to the bank, they didn't have all the proper paperwork.
Right.
They lacked some.
Okay.
They would just come with the ID and a check or a tax ID number and want to expect to open up a business checking account. And they didn't have all the people. They didn't have a LLC. They didn't have the EIN number. They was always lacking something, even the proper ID and how to even open up a checking account, because they couldn't even do that because perhaps they was in check system from a personal matter.
Right.
So by having these bankers in part of the church, I was able to bridge a gap by asking them, how can we do an override to give this person an opportunity, instead of going to the check cashing place, to be able to say, we're going to give you a second chance of opening you a business account with this particular branch, but would be closely monitored. So now that gives that individual, instead of trying to use the check cash in place or not looking professional as a business owner, they have a checking account. And so we was able to bridge them gaps and talk about entrepreneurship and try to put the right people around that person to be able to build their business and market their business in a proper fashion.
Great.
And so we have a heart, man. We do have truly a heart for economic justice in the community.
Wow, that's fantastic. New Beginnings Church, is that right?
Yes.
What's the whole title?
New Beginnings Church of Philadelphia.
Of Philadelphia. Oh,
Philadelphia.
great.
Yes.
How long have you been pastoring that church?
I've been pastoring that church for 11 years.
11 years?
I've been preaching since I was the age of 16.
Oh.
It's been truly a pleasure and the honor. We live where the church is at.
Not that far.
I'm in Frankfurt Avenue.
Okay.
And so...
You live in an actual community in which you're ministering in?
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's wow. That's great. Wow.
So it gives me opportunity to have my finger on the pulse what's going on in a particular community. We're part of several social groups in the community, such as Northwood Civic Group, Frankfurt Forward Civic Group. And so we also have partnered with some of the CECs, the Frankfurt Community Development Corp, and did a lot of work with our legislators, from Christine Taglione, who is our senator, and Jason Dawkins, who is our state rep. Maria Sanchez, who's our council person from the redistricting. Darrell Clark was our council person, and because of the redistricting, Marion Sanchez became our new council person. So we're working with them across the board to try to continue to build this relationship on economics and community development.
You have a heart for the community, heart for ministry. Now you mentioned, of course, the job situation and all that, but you said dress for success. Now, when they come to you and looking for a job, whatever, or in your ministry, how do you help them to dress for success?
Mr. Tay, that's a great question. Again, with what my youngest son would call resource rich.
Okay, resource rich, there you go.
Resource rich was because we partner with my haberdasher. My haberdasher has a thing called Closet Cleanout. And he would go to all his clients and they would donate custom suits. And so we would take the custom suits, take the kid to the cleaners, and have the suit tapered to them.
Oh, get out.
That they can have a suit to wear on the interview. Ties donate from Sean John.
Wow.
Now Sean John is donating suits to us. And so out of that, we was able to empower our young people, because what we discovered that a lot of our young people don't know they should wear a suit and tie to it.
Exactly.
They only know what they know.
Right.
Perhaps their father wasn't there. Perhaps they had nobody around them to educate them, and saying you can't go to an interview in a t-shirt and some jeans.
Exactly.
Over just looking at that, is saying, how do we replace that? Not to put the child down or the adult down. Because I have dressed men as well. Because they just don't have the resource, just didn't know.
Just don't know.
And that's the thing a lot of people don't understand. We will start talking down. Why would they go to the interview like that? But if you don't know something, you don't know.
You don't know it. Exactly.
And so I stepped in and said, you don't have a suit, here's a suit for you. Here's a tie. Teach them how to tie a tie. And so we was really teaching that etiquette about dress for success.
Well, where's this church at again? I gotta get there, man. Where is the location and the name once again? And the phone number. How can they contact you and get this thing rolling?
Wow.
What's the number there?
Oh, we are located at 5185 Castor Avenue. 19124 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the Frankfurt section of Philippines. You enter from the Castor Avenue side.
New Beginning.
New Beginning Church of Philadelphia. Our phone number is 1-888-530-1999, extension 4. Extension 4 takes you directly to me, Mike Couch. That's my personal extension. The church extension is extension 3, New Beginning Church.
Okay.
But my extension directly to me is extension 4, and it goes right to myself.
You're right there on the screen, guys. You see that?
Yes.
Get that number. Listen, tell me about something very exciting. The solar panel jobs and training.
Yes.
Tell us about that, please. I need to find out about that.
Yes, we had a wonderful opportunity to speak with ECA. It's a particular group in the city of Philadelphia who was teaching solar paneling. And what I discovered as being a traveler, I was in Israel back in 2010.
Okay.
And they was already having solar panel, using solar panel imagery back in 2010 in Israel and Jerusalem. And the thing about here was that these jobs was already coming, but our people wasn't prepared for them.
Right.
It was something that happened back in 1970, 1980, that early part of 80 when Dr. Leon Sullivan, when he started OIC, he went to deal with some of the corporate structure because he was a board member for GMC.
Okay.
And he went to them for jobs. And when he went to them for jobs, they gave him jobs and literally found out that the people wasn't qualified.
Wasn't prepared.
Wasn't prepared.
Yeah.
And so that became the same problem in our community right now in this millennium time. Solar panel jobs has been around since 2006. And yet we was not able to crack that because we didn't know how to do solar paneling. We was not prepared.
Okay.
So this particular institute came about now that allowed us to partner with them to be able to put young men and young women, even older men and older women, to get a new career change because everything is going green.
It's all going green now.
And so it was allowed us to sisters who did not know about it, and the program doesn't cost them no money.
Okay.
They can walk in, do a 6-week class, and now able to do solar paneling.
You're a young man, guys, and you got so much experience. Tell us more about you, your background, and why is it that you have this passion for people?
Yes.
And for your community. Tell us more about that. I want to find out where that's coming from.
Well, my father was part of the civil rights movement. His pastor was Dr. Shuttleworth in Alabama. My father's from Alabama.
Okay.
My mother's from Mississippi.
Okay.
And so during that period of time, when my dad migrated from Alabama to Philadelphia after the boycotts and all that stuff, he became very passionate about the community. And one thing, it was a big family, it was about 13 of them. And one thing I paid attention to, their support of the family. And I had an uncle, one of his older brothers, my Uncle Lid. My Uncle Lid was a hot-headed person.
Okay.
Could not keep a job.
Oh, wow, okay.
But Uncle Lid had a family. So what I learned, how my dad and his brothers, his other brothers, they would every Friday, they would give Uncle Lid $100 out of their checks to make sure he took care of his family.
Are you serious? Oh my God.
Now, mind you, he lost his job because he hot-headed.
Right.
But because he had a family, they supported him till he got a better job the next time around. So his family never lacked anything. His bills never lacked.
Okay.
And that taught me something about. And so Christmas time in our household was very interesting. My mom loved Christmas. My dad did not. My dad would always say, son, I'll buy you all year long. He will bless somebody in the community who did not have. And so that became my passion. Learning that, understanding that, Thanksgiving the same thing. He would give back. We had our own feeding program. Our house was like a mission house. People stayed with us. My dad would bring people in, man. My mom would bring people to stay with us who didn't have a place to go.
Exactly.
And so that just looking at how my dad took care of people and how my mom took care of people and being a blessing, what the Bible says. Now, might go to church and everything, but they was really living out the scripture. And I wasn't really exegeting the scripture then at a young age.
Of course.
But as I got older, I'm like, wow, they are carrying out Matthew 25. Truly carrying out Matthew 25. And so that became my heart and my passion. When I came to this particular community 23 years ago, I looked at a need, saw a need, and I said, how can I bring jubilee and shalom to this community? And then when I started the church in the community, I said to myself, if the church will leave, will the community miss it? How would that happen? If the church is there and it doesn't do nothing, the community don't miss it.
They won't even know it's there.
Exactly.
Never knew it was there.
And so if we decide to put our hand to the plow
Yeah.
and do the work in that community, if the Lord allows them to pick us up to move us, they will miss us.
Yeah,
and so that gave me the opportunity to say, let's jump in with both feet. With my children, my wife, we did it. We started serving the community, started working with the community. We started trying to meet some of the needs. We had partnered with Frankfurt High School. We had partnered with Fells. We had partnered with Edmonds. Now it's Arts and Sciences Charter School now. But there was the schools that we had adopted and started pouring in, going in, doing classes, going in, helping, honoring students with awards. We called our a Perseverance Award. And that Perseverance Award went to the child who did not get good grades. It was truly what it meant, perseverance. And that child may have had a hard time. Something could have happened drastically, but they kept coming to school. They kept showing up. They didn't give up. They didn't quit. And I would give that child the Perseverance Award.
Wow.
And so that allowed us to do the work in the community. And that's why I don't want to leave the community. I have so much work to do.
Yes, a lot to do, yes.
And I'm excited about doing it. So that's my heart and passion, trying to live out the scriptures about implementing Jubilee and Shalom in the community.
Exactly. Those of you who just joined us, I'm here with Pastor Mike Couch, and of course he's the pastor of New Beginnings Church of Philadelphia, talking about how he's empowering the neighborhood and people. They don't just have to be in the neighborhood to take advantage of the opportunities, right? They can be from anywhere, right?
Any community.
From any community.
Any community.
Great. Now, what other, besides the solar panel opportunities, what other opportunities, as far as jobs are concerned, are you offering or looking at?
Currently, I work for Pennsylvania Career Link. Pennsylvania Career Link is an organization that helps people find work. Again, it's what the Bible says: when you be faithful with a few things, you become faithful over much.
Many, yes.
And so now, the Lord allowed me to enter this workforce that I don't have to do the resumes no more. I don't have to go get the jobs no more. I have jobs at my fingertips. I have a resume person who helps write the resumes. I have a clothing place called Career Wardrobe now. I can send young people in the Delta to go get their clothes, women to get their clothes, and it doesn't cost them nothing.
Oh my goodness!
And so we have mock interviews, we have classes, and it's all free to the community. Resources that are free. We are located at 3901 Market Street on the second floor in West Philadelphia, really on the corner of 40th and Market. And it's free to the community that if you're looking to get a job, if you've been out the workforce for a while and you don't know what your resume looks like, because now everything is done online, they will help you set up an account, help you use Job Gateway and put your resume online, and that you're able to do job shopping online and look at different jobs. And also we have a job developer who goes out and brings jobs back in. We also bring employers back in to interview right on the spot. And so it allows us to really help those who need a job, and allow those to empower their families and increase their bottom line. And so it's really been truly a blessing, man, to do it. I was able to implement my free credit classes in the institution as well.
Amazing, man.
And I'm writing up some other curriculum things on empowerment and even talking about entrepreneurship. Because a lot of my participants want to start businesses and they really don't know how. And so we was able to sit down with them and talk about the LLC, talking about partnering with SCORE and the Chamber of Commerce and be able to start to build their business and what does that look like in their own house. So now having the dream board. Talk about the dream board. Talk about the dream board and saying you got to start writing stuff on your board. And nobody's not going to believe in your dream. If you don't believe in it, nobody else is not going to believe in it. And so one of my young ladies, she wanted to go to school to be a doctor, and I told her about a friend of ours named Dr. Newton. And Dr. Newton went back to school. He was 35 years old. Went back to Cheney. He wore a lab jacket every day. So you know the kids was clowning.
He was serious about what he was doing.
Exactly.
Very serious.
And so when he finished up Cheney, he went to medical school, and he became a doctor. He planted that seed in his mind, wearing that lab jacket every day. And I told the young lady, I said, that's what Dr. Newton did. If you really want to be a doctor, it'll make no difference that people make fun of you. They don't know your dream. But if you start to believe it, you will achieve it. So that positive mental attitude is really serious. And so, and she started laughing.
Wow.
She said, "Wow, Mr. Mike." Then she started crying because nobody encouraged her. Mr. Titus, this is a time that people do not encourage folks.
Wow.
They hate on folks.
Yeah.
And so, but the Lord blessed me with this Barnabas spirit to be a great encourager.
Yeah.
And I encourage folks all the time,
Wow.
and so it allows us to plant them seeds, to be right there, to be very instrumental to
Wow.
those people and that participants in that workforce development world.
Man, we got so much in common, you and I, man. It's just amazing when you're talking like this.
Yes.
And I really do appreciate you coming out on our show and sharing your vision with us.
Yes.
Because you know what? You're telling me that there is no excuse. You covered all the bases. You got all the bases covered. I mean, the way they dress, the way they look, how to present themselves, and then find the job. You have it all covered, full service, basically.
Yes, full service.
Any
Free.
final words you want to share with our audience?
Yes.
Don't forget to give out that phone number once again and your location of the church.
Yeah.
And currently, we're about helping people get homes.
Oh,
And
wow.
so now we working with NACA,
Okay.
Starting May 30th to June the 4th, we will be in Newark,
Okay.
New Jersey,
Okay.
where this program called the American Dream. It doesn't cost you no money. There's no money down, no closing costs, no
God.
P&I,
Serious?
and a person can obtain a house.
Okay.
and Bank of America donated $10 billion to NACA.
Okay.
City Mortgage was another institution
Oh, wow.
that donated $3
Big
billion.
okay.
That equals $13 billion
Oh, yeah.
to help people obtain housing.
Yeah.
And so while working with NACA now, we're looking to bring NACA here. We do have a NACA center here,
Okay.
but not the American Dream Project.
Okay.
It's been in Charlotte, it's been in Baltimore, it's been in Chicago, it's been in the other parts of the states, but never in Philadelphia,
Okay.
even though we have a center here.
Okay.
And so June 21st and the 24th will be when NACA will be in town
Okay.
to be able to offer this opportunity
Wow.
to fill people in Philadelphia. If you have a Section 8 voucher, NACA will help you purchase your house that you live in if it's Section 8.
Oh, my God,
And
you
it
serious?
won't cost you no down payment,
Oh.
no
Oh, you
closing
serious?
costs, and you have to worry about no type of
Oh, I know a lot of people.
and
Oh,
so,
my God.
again, it's a wonderful opportunity, and that's another part we work with NACA to do
Okay.
that. So from jobs,
Yeah.
housing, we trying to cover the
Got it
whole
all
thing.
covered. Got it all
And
covered. No
our church at New Beginning Church of Philadelphia, located at 5185 Castor Avenue, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, 19124. You enter on the Castor Avenue side. We also are going to be a site for NACA in the Frankfurt section.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we're going to offer these services to the people how to become homeowners.
Wow.
So we bringing
great.
jobs,
Wow.
we bringing home ownership, we trying to make sure
Oh, my God,
entrepreneurship, helping our people.
Wow.
We thank God for another
Gosh,
opportunity
man.
real quickly with one of our partners, Bryn Mawr Trust,
Okay.
who has partnered with us.
Yeah.
We're doing our credit class, and our credit classes are free. They are offered at 13th and Walnut at Bryn Mawr Trust Bank from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And you need problems to fix your credit, we'll show you how to fix your credit. And this will cost you a dime.
Wow.
And so you can
That's
reach us
great,
again if you
man.
have any comments or questions
Right
at 1-888-530-1999 extension 4. We'd be glad to help you and service you and your family.
On that, appreciate the time of sharing, man. It's so much information, so much opportunity. There's no excuses, guys.
Phone number again is right across the screen for that. And again, Pastor Couch, thank you so much for the opportunity to share and to show us what you're doing in our community, man. Again, I'm Titus Wright with Pastor Mike Couch, New Beginnings Church of Philadelphia. I want to say have a fantastic day. Take care. And again, God bless everybody.
God bless you.
Take care.